Star Soldier, Surya 7. This is for Andrew Tate. Okay, so I just clicked the horse because the logo looked really knightly. And I think I've used the knightly logo in one of my businesses way back, and I got the same feeling of it. And the War Room, well, it used to be something called the War Room that I was part of. And Warhammer, I was just talking to Adam Calhoun, and he's got a BMW, and it's a special model called Warhammer, stealth out black, hydraulics that can lift it to go over rough terrain. He's kind of out in the boonies, redneck area. Anyway, so many things came together. The Starmer video came through. Oh yeah, and so I was a month in jail. I've been in jail in the last 3 countries, Thailand, Laos. Thailand wouldn't let me in and put me in immigration detention, sent me back to Laos. And then I was free in Laos, but then I had an overstay, and they finally set a roadblock for me. They didn't want me. I was up near a waterfall. And then I went back into a jail, really like tall, like in it, totally jail you can't escape. Had a private washroom. I was the only one person in there, but ceiling way high, and the neighbor would blast music in the summer. In the morning, I could shut the thing. It would come in, drive me crazy. Anyway, that wasn't allowed. It was only 5 days, but bananas and water only, and I had to give them my phones. They took all my equipment. Then finally I get transferred out to Cambodia, and I go straight in to do a month in this one particular lockdown, and a really weird situation. The guy who owns the property, there's 5 units, and I'm the only one in my unit. And the guy who owns the property, he's a retired military. He retired at 53, and that's the Surya year. And that's an early retirement. He starts as a monk. He is a monk until I think about 19. He's a monk before he becomes military. And you know the history of Cambodia. That's where I'm. So Pol Pot, 2.2 million genocide, which is 25% of the population, by the military leader. They don't teach this in American high schools. I won't extend the conversation, and you know why they don't teach it in American high schools. You're amazing. Basically, across the board, you go into the category of my friends with super skills. Super across the board, like you, me, Joe Rogan. Otherwise, like, for science, I've got Veritasium, Vsauce, Tibby Hendy's. I got Tom MacDonald, Adam Calhoun. All of these certain friends I call on for different things. And I have a black belt. I have an MMA, some training. Beyond that, my black belt, I was fairly young. I got into some street fights after that, really tough shit. I'm a cop with a weapon knocked out my tooth. I still smile, I still talk a lot. My father's pres of an MC. So I stood up for my father, for the brand. I'm going to try to cover a lot I will say I'll cut it short, jump to the next topic. So I don't extend too much. I got to keep this short. 337, magic number. I have a couple of people I know in the Hells Angels there, and one of them tries to take me up, and he is an inventor, and he makes the hell of a seat, and he makes the Aquavent. And one day we're going for a ride in his Porsche. It's a Porsche 928, red Porsche. And we're going to see my other friend who is the inventor of the Sure Grip control handle. This is for equipment like Caterpillar or Finning. They're both self-made millionaires as inventors. And we're going to see my friend and talk to him. And partway through he says, you know what? Let's go to Hawaii. He says, like, roll me a joint. Let's smoke some weed. Yeah, let's go to Hawaii. Well, when? Now? Whatever. Yeah. And he turns the car around at 420. There you go. And I'm like, what? Okay, what for? I wanted to show you Hawaii if you don't know. And, let's go big. And at this time, I had invented an illuminated house address sign, which is edge lit. And I'm like the young kid entrepreneur coming up and getting investors, just already married to, I invent the thing, and then I get married to my first wife, and Crystal, and we move up. I move her up to the place I was living up in Red Lake, which is a really special place on this amazing property, which later gets sold while we're living there. And oh, major bad stuff. Extended story, murder. Moida, I should have said, oh, shite. I gotta cut this. He says, I want to show you another side of things. And he says, I'm gonna carry some Coke with me and show you how I pay for the whole trip. We're gonna have a hell of a time. And oh, okay. So are you wanting me to take some too? Because I don't even smoke weed. My mom grew weed, but then she became like straight for some reason. My dad was into cigarettes and alcohol. He did LSD and mushrooms and read spiritual book, Carlos Castaneda. I have a problem reading, so I didn't get to consume the same stuff he did, but he basically told me this stuff. Um, so I'm non-transcendent all through this age period. I am getting really uptight. So he's like, well, yeah, if you want to carry some, then you can get paid too. You can like carry a key. Did you catch that? Okay, so finally, cut that story. I'm in Medellin, Colombia, way long later. This is after my third wife. Cops smash in my door for the third time in my life, and this time they take my wife and child permanently. There's a prequel to this where we have to fight against them to get reunited. It's really ugly. It's horrible. I get in a fight with a cop. They knock my tooth out with a weapon. Um, so I kind of have no choice at this point. The cops in Colombia are fed up with me, or I have run the course. I was in South America 6 years. I kind of took, in Canada, we have a 6-year rule, which can shed some of the charges you're dealing with. It's, whatever. So I'm doing 6 years there, and they give me a chance. So I do a run Medellin to Colombia. There's 707 and $99 flight. All the planes are coming up now. We'll look for the 737 I usually fly on. $99 flight means they will take 2 runs carrying 1 key each time. Except the Torah, the one person who can take 2 keys is the Jew leader of a little Jewish education cabal. And 737, there we go. Chris, wisdomofgod.us. And so I can take a key. And it's in the Torah, it's in the book, it's a shelled out book. But he, as a leader, has the giant version of this book, bigger text basically, and it's on his desk. And he has a very special multi-floor penthouse apartment. Like, he's got the whole ground, from the ground sidewalk all the way up to a rooftop. This is what he got. Very well studied guy, obviously. He met me. I don't think I have him in my video though. Maybe he is saying goodbye or something. I don't think so. It's the farmer's market video, Juan Plantis. This was my last time there. I did something, and they said it was disrupting the federal election of Duque or Duck, and I had done some things. I'll save that for a different time. So I do one of the flights. They do 2 flights. They go Medellin to Florida, have to say something or get like that Florida gets suspicious, and I wonder why. They go into the room and they yield their Coke. They get a special exemption. They fly back to Medellin. They get another key. They do it again, a second time, the same people. and then the second time they enter and spend time in Florida. Go figure. This is how routine it is. Now, how are they identified? I'm in the lineup with them, and Chris, wisdomofgod.us. You have to meet him. He is so smart. 937. That's a super magic number. 937. If you know 911, you know that number. I can identify people in the lineup. He says, can you recognize? I'm like, yes. For one, this guy just talked to me at the cafe trying to pick me up to do a run. And he's like, I hate this group. I hate that group. So he's totally racist. Oh, $99 flights. If you're a female, you got super huge hair or a super big butt. The cocaine is in the butt, and if it's in your hair, I don't know where it is, but you're carrying it anyway. And then it's these racist guys, and then the Jews, and I had my Jew beard, so I qualified visually like that. So I've only stated this once before in a video, and I was talking to Chris Webby, and Chris and I are building this. It's called the World Stage. It's a truck, and it's got. I'll tell you later what's unique about the truck. It's amazing, and I did a shout out to Shannon in the video. You'll see about baking muffins, because I said, well, if we're gonna do this truck, she's gonna do her own because she doesn't like any of my ideas. I said, we'll build it for you. We'll do a variation. You got to know how to build a truck. Anyway, I was in Okinawa at the time of this video. I have flown back and forth across the world as directed, as called. Every time, like leaving one area, not traveling Asia sensibly, like going back to the USA or back to San Francisco to Hawaii. I saw Iniko. If you don't know Iniko, Jericho is the video to see. I saw her in San Francisco, and she was going, I can't see. You're trying to show me a hand sign. The light's too bright. At 11:37, that works out just right. I'm like, I know that the light's too bright. She can't see in. But there's the lights up there, and I thought that was it. Oh no, she didn't see me. And later I got the clue. So all these people, Tom McDonald left me a clue about why he can't do my sign out there. It was the flag burning, 90% reduction in his videos when he posted the Facebook flag burning video. Dax did a band that says TCR, which stands for The Control Room. That's on the Truman Show. That's a reference to that. Adam Calhoun, I have 01, 3 plus 7 is 10, and 01 is Adam, the man, that's number 1. So he has a Dukes of Hazzard modern car, and he has the black BMW Warhammer. So he dropped a hand sign in one of his videos. And Ren was just Haya, but a fresh profile with Haya. Ya is Surya, and Hai, bright and warm, is what we say. That's the that's the greeting. In one word, it could be Haya, which I didn't make that up. Ren did. And Ren is 3773 with the numbers mirrored. Ren Gil. I'll explain to you how we get that number. You won't get that from gematria other than AK37 gematria. But if you can translate the Gil, type it out in Arial font somehow, you probably won't figure it out. But anyway, cut. Okay. There's a cop in the next unit. I got the primo unit. I got the corner unit, full windows. The cop is next to me. Very obvious. He's like bodybuilder, super huge guy, walks around with no shirt. I won't tell you all his signs and stuff like that, but he doesn't talk to anyone. He just gives him the hand sign. I'm not talking to you. So I'm now in a hotel, which is fair. They paid, Juju paid $10,000 to get me out of jail. Like after a month, and for not a good reason. You can see the video that she made. It's just a text. It's to a lead generation website. This is our first time to do a lead capture for the Surya 7 sign. We haven't done one up to now, and it was to raise money to get me out of jail. So, all in a day, she did all of that, and really, really amazing. She only shouted out to our 21. It wasn't like a general uptake or anything. It's just a little one single page landing page where she blah 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 blah. What am I supposed to do? Men in Black are here. My mom went into the forest to do shrooms. This is what she says. 1437. You see the 4 and the 7. That's 47, which is force, and AK-37. My sign is on my. I don't have a single tattoo yet. An AK-37 could appear. That's the 3 towers standing. Could appear as the The spacing is tight between the twin towers more so, but you can't quite read it. Or if I'll get a forehead tattoo, or I'll do something with like a gemmed headband, because then it could be even more sparkly. I'm not sure. Cut. I can breathe. I can talk. I have a little bit of freedom now. And your horse showed up in the war room, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a quick. This is my first attempt to message you. Basically, I don't know if you believe in telepathy. If you're governed and censored, it's going to be more of a possibility that you would break through. I have had it said since age 7. I had a high priestess ceremony with my godfather, the Jew, and my father, Prez of the MC. It's a long story. My father's a Vietnam draft dodger. He organized people to say, I am one man in the churches as the cops would come to pick up the draftees. And eventually he escaped across the border, and they picked up my mom. They had leather saddlebags, and I was in a bag of basmati rice. I had like a baby bag, an airbag, and then in the saddlebag, and then she poured basmati rice all around me for shock absorption and protection. It makes a lot of sense, though, doesn't it? Like the baby bag is padded and little thing, and the leather bag is really strong. Anyway, they questioned my father and everything coming across the border from Detroit. We literally lived in an area like 8 Mile. My father's parents are from Farmington Hills, and both of their parents worked at one worked at the Ford factory, and one worked at the Chrysler factory, and so they could cross the border to the Canadian factories. So they wrote a letter and had all the copies of all their ID and everything, and saying, I'm going to visit. We're going to visit her mom to show them the baby. Okay, well, they basically, this is amazing. They make it across, even though my dad's a Vietnam draft dodger, but the draft dodger, that hasn't hit Canada yet, unless they make a special 1737, there's a 737 plane again, inquiry. Well, the problem is your baby looks too small. Oh, the baby's 2 months old. Oh, but it's like, really? Well, he's a premium. And then my mom's got to go into the story. She's head first through the windshield as I'm 7 months old, and I'm a tiny version of my father. My father's 6'3", 222 pounds. I'm 5'11". When I was weightlifting, I got up to 165 pounds. And I shrink back down again, unfortunately, and I shrink back down to my starting weight of 125 pounds. And I don't have my super strength. 1818, that's the Jew number twice. Starmer's, I took a picture of the video, and look at that thing. It's the other video that says Starmer, one up idea, and that thing, the gematria on it is too much to ignore. Remember the exact video length, 1837. There you go, double. You got 37 there. American Sign Language 7, counting the 3 towers of 9/11, and 18 is a Jew number, which adds to 9 for the end times. Juju Blake 21 adds to 333, which is 9. She is the Alpha Chosen One. Her mom, Shannon Blake, activated goddess, is Mothership Merkaba. Shannon Blake is 3721. And Mothership Merkaba is 42, which is double Juju. Oh, God. Get exhausted doing this. Star Soldier Surya 7. The Star Soldiers, the 21 witnesses, most of them are Star Soldiers. Tom is number 1. Shannon Blake is not actually a Star Soldier. I call her placeholder 0, and if you think of the space drum, and Pythagoras, the 0 is a placeholder, 0, but she is not Star Soldiers. She is activated goddess Mothership Merkaba. She is 999, and she holds space for all of us. At 999 and going up to 9999, 4 digits, an archangel number, mine's 7777. We do the work, we do the channeling. you might know from Wayseer's Manifesto, Garrett John Loporto, Loporto. He is Archangel Michael, the one and only. He was channeling Archangel Michael a lot, and he spent a lot of time in seclusion, just like Shannon Blake does. They are our way. I am who I am. I'm the one who is a super connector. Imagine sewing a patchwork quilt, to hide a message for some reason. Well, National Sewing Machine Day happens to be September 10th. That's my birthday. So coming off, and you know what else it is? Coming off a high note, I'm watching 9/11 of my birthday, where you kind of go, ooh, like that. 9/11 the next day. I'm calling my wife, Crystal, get in here. You're not going to believe what's happening. We might have an all-out war in the USA, and I'm not sure what to say. I don't think that they would bomb here. We're in Victoria. That's kind of Nothingsville to them. But you've got to see this. And as we're watching, oh my God, the second plane hits the second tower. We're reporting to you live. What you just witnessed is a live feed. That plane just hit that tower. We were previously watching only the first building smoking rubble, and they were showing us pictures of when the first plane hit. I'm exhausted. So she's like, what does this mean? And then the tower 1 comes down. Like, what the hell? And then tower 2 comes down. And then later, tower 7 comes down. Oh, I can't figure this out. There's like, I guess a third plane hit the third tower. And then the reports start to come in. And it's so easy to make this not clear, because later they stop talking about the third plane, the third tower, and I'm going along with it. But I'm like, it looks like controlled demolition. I'm a science guy. I've seen controlled demolition videos. I'm sure you are too, at least as much as. Oh, and if you know Mythbusters, 2222, there you go. If you know Mythbusters, the show they did on controlled demolition and 9/11 Truth, they said no, can't be. And even they did one about the man on the moon and walking on the moon, and they show you the person bouncing, and could this be recreated in Hollywood? No, it really made it there. The rocket made it to the moon. 9/11, 2026 is the 25th anniversary. Adam Calhoun is in conversation with Trump, and he has spoken the following. I talked to Adam, and I gifted Adam this, and I said, you reach Trump for the reason that he's the best person to do this. Trump, I will repeat as Adam would. Trump, you must teach 9/11 truth into the high schools. You must announce that it's going to be taught and begin immediately before September. Now, unlike the video with Henry, where they didn't resolve anything with the parents, and they go and drop the bomb of the police video, because either they're morons, or the police don't have a strategy department, or the police want violence on the street. They want a violent reaction. This is what's going to happen if he doesn't. Because all the videos, Henry. Now even the name, Jew name, sounds funny. It's like Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Sounds funny. Or else. I said, don't threaten, don't give ultimatum. Or you're going to have to deal with something 9/11 that we are not taking part in, that we cannot stop, that you can't stop, that nobody could stop. And he already knows me through The Apprentice, my second wife, Yukiko, who's the father of Tiger Akihiro Shishido Darwin. Tiger Akihiro, this is how I get the tiger names from my two sons named Sunshine Tiger, Hinata Tora, Hayashi Darwin. I've had 2 Japanese wives in a row. Tiger is vaccinated at age 2, and we lose our son. I changed my name to Surya Tiger Akihiro, Surya being the god who is the sun. It's crazy. So, my father, President MC, I am the son. There's so many things. Too much. So I am recognized. The recognition happens through Juju Blake as the number one 9/11 truth artist, educator. I'm up there with Richard Gage, Alex Jones, Dylan Avery, Luke Rutkowski, Dr. Judy Wood, and by my count, by my measure, I am the number one. It's a specific go by. These people have all made their millions through their work, and it's cost them a lot of life too. It's just not a little bit of knowledge. It cost me a lot too. I watched that the day after my birthday. Every day, every year after, I became a truther. And Victoria, a guy named Chris, who owned a store called The Gap, he said, and his motto was, he said he owned a store called The Patch. He said, if they are The Gap, we are The Patch. The Gap was on a major expensive thoroughfare, and he was just the next block off of that. He was on Yates or View, I forget which, and they were on Government Street of Victoria. This is the high rent district. And the Gap is a huge store, and his was equivalent size of used clothing. Him and John Beaumier, we call him John Bird. John Bird had a store called White Bird, which was a music CD vinyl DJ store. And then he expanded into clothing, Kitchen Orange, Lithium. Oh, Lithium, John Bird, if you watch this, Lithium, 37. And then he added a restaurant. He had the number one coolest place in Victoria. And I have not seen anything better in Vancouver. And Vancouver's population is multi-millions, of course. Victoria's, to stretch it to 1 million, is all of the outer areas. So, anybody who knows White Bird, there was no comparison in Vancouver. Like, it's iconic. The Patch was iconic. We are the 9/11 truthers. It's us three, beyond anyone. I could maybe mention one more name. That super tall guy. I can't remember his name though. He's a double name with someone else. It might be James. Because there was James, the carpenter's friend of John. Oh, sorry, I'm talking to Tate. But 9/11 Truth was really big. And so we'd hold the film, watching 9/11 Loose Change at the Patch, and people would come and watch. Well, I continued. Traveling South America 6 years. I was the 9/11 Truth poet. I did a number of poems, and you can see my history. Use Grok to check my X account. The one to check is Angel Network 777, and then just go through all my videos and get the Grok summary. And it's really a way better way to start, because I know that you don't have that much time. You're probably going to use AI rather than watching this 30-minute video. But I've made the connection to you with a short text message to the War Room for uptake into that. And I'm going before I go, I'm going to give you my hand sign. I am allowed to draw from Force, from AK-47 members into mine, which I call elite Force, but actually powered by the sun. So when I say it, it's like this: AK-37 uptake. This is hand sign language. A, K. We split the piece this way. 37 uptake, up to Surya, the God who is the sun. There you go. I'll leave on that last message. This is Star Soldier, Surya 7, reaching Andrew Tate and the War Room.